I'm Heather. This is my husband Brady, and we have two little girls, Alexa and Chloe.
Exactly 1 year ago today, we left on an adventure traveling around the world after quitting our jobs and selling our home. And while we always prioritize travel, this year was the first year that we traveled nonstop without having a home to go back to. To say that the last year was a defining point in our lives would be a dramatic understatement. And we thought we would honor this season by doing a recap of everything that we've been up to and to let you know what's in store for us next.
In February of 2021, we made the decision to quit our jobs and sell everything we owned in order to travel around the world. In just 2 months, we sorted through all of our possessions, we sold what we could, and we donated the rest. 1 year ago this week, we left our home for the last time and set out on a year of travel that would change our lives forever.
What's the difference between a house and a home?
A house is a building. The home is your family.
We started our adventure living in our self-converted Sprinter van.
We bought a van!
We spent the previous 9 months as a family converting this Mercedes Sprinter van into our tiny house on wheels.
That's crazy.
I think building out the van as a family is going to be one of my most precious memories. Like, it truly was a family project. The girls got to help every step along the way.
It was a great transition into this nomadic life, and as the world was still pretty closed at this time, we decided it was a great time to travel our home country. So we headed west.
I think originally our idea was to chase the sun with this van, but after driving about 20 plus hours, we figured we'd stop here, and it is now snowing.
We then made our way to a bit warmer weather while we were still learning the ropes of full-time van life.
Initially, there was a large learning curve traveling as a family of 4 in a van. Thank you.
It's a very glamorous lifestyle we were living.
Although there was a huge learning curve, we never went without a place to sleep. Whether it be in a Walmart parking lot or outside of a rock climbing gym, we were slowly but surely figuring things out, and we really hit our stride once we made it to Utah. We found some amazing places to camp, and we did an epic 7-mile hike, which definitely pushed us to our limits.
Oh, there it is!
After a bit of rest and recovery at our favorite spot yet, we moved on to our final week of van life, where we finished things off with a bang, sledding down the dunes at Great Sand Dunes National Park.
So traveling in the van honestly was a very special time for us, but we built the van with the idea of driving it to Mexico or shipping it to Iceland or to Australia. But with borders still being closed for vehicles and no end in sight of those restrictions, we made the very difficult decision to sell the van in order to start traveling internationally by plane.
It was finally time for us to head back into international travel, and it was only fitting for us to start somewhere that had always been so special to us. We kicked off a 2-month trip traveling Mexico and Isla Mujeres.
We're going to Mexico!
Walking these streets is just like walking down memory lane. We've taken so many pictures of the girls here as they've grown up, and oh my goodness, they're just getting so big.
What's your favorite thing about Mexico?
Hotel crepe.
Nutella crepe. That's a good answer.
Part of the fun on Isla Mujeres is to drive around a golf cart. It's the best way to get around. Sometimes I just like to drive all day and not even go out to eat or do anything, just drive around in circles.
We had been told of another island close by that we needed to check out, so we headed to Isla Mujeres, and we were instantly in love. They had incredible street food, a really chill vibe, and one of the most beautiful beaches in Mexico. From there, it was then time to head inland, and we spent the next couple of weeks in the beautiful cities of Valladolid and Mérida. We faced a lot of our fears in Mexico as we searched for the most incredible underground sinkholes to swim in.
Daddy said if you want to swim with sharks, you have to swim with little fishes first.
And as we explored ancient Mayan cities.
Almost there.
That's amazing.
That's insane.
The girls surprised us with how fascinated they were with learning the history of Mayan culture.
The king had a palace, and the villagers had tiny straw houses made out of mud and rocks, I think.
And we all certainly enjoyed the Mexican cuisine along the way. We briefly visited the town of Tulum, only to be chased off by an incoming hurricane, so we left to take shelter at Chetumal, a small fishing village along the border of Belize. After our time in Mexico, we hopped on a plane and headed to Turkey. For the next couple of months, we spent our time doing an epic road trip around Turkey.
I can see the whole sea from here.
Starting in Istanbul, riding a $1 boat from Europe to Asia.
Can you believe that we're going from Europe to Asia
On a boat!
on a boat? That's crazy.
From there, we hopped on a flight to Izmir, picked up a rental car, and headed to the small town of Bergama, and then to Bursa, where we had some incredible food.
Let me taste it to make sure it's good.
The next morning, we stopped at an authentic Ottoman town to have one of our favorite things in Turkey, the traditional breakfast.
It's pretty cozy, huh?
I would sleep.
You could sleep here, and then when you wake up, just pop up and mommy will put out a breakfast for you.
We were then on our way to Cappadocia, one of the most beautiful places in the world. Cappadocia is famous for its thousands of cave structures and its beautiful hot air balloon rides. We met some of the most incredible people, had some grand adventures,
I feel like we could use some seatbelts.
and felt so at home in this beautiful place.
Everybody's just so nice. Like, I don't even know how to handle it.
Then we finally made it to Mardin, a beautiful city in southeast Turkey on the border of Syria. Words cannot fully express how beautiful and special this city is. We quickly fell in love with Mardin and did not want to leave. But it was time to head to another very unique place, Mount Nimrut.
So Mount Nimrut, if I'm not mistaken, is the highest open-air museum in the entire world, sitting at about 7,500 feet.
From there, we made our way to Antakya, then to Antalya, where we tried sheep brain soup.
You like it?
All before heading to Pamukkale, where we swam in the thermal waters flowing down white travertine terraces.
This is where I hope that nobody upstream starts to pee or anything.
And finally, we finished our time in Turkey in the ancient Roman city of Ephesus. We absolutely loved our time in Turkey, but it was time to move on, and as the Christmas season came upon us, we thought we owed the girls the most magical Christmas of their lives. We first made our way to Finland.
Are we gonna jump in?
Are we gonna jump in? I thought I'm here to film.
Oh wow, that's cold.
Okay.
It's literally freezing around me as I
Oh my
stand here.
goodness. Okay.
Where we jumped full into the Christmas spirit. We took a reindeer on a walk, we went on sleigh rides pulled by huskies and reindeer, we played for hours in the snow, iced gingerbread cookies, and even got to train to be elves.
Man, straight away after arriving, it just makes me feel like someday we need to have a cabin in the woods, lakeside, and a place that snows like this. Super excited to be here.
Christmas was not over yet as we headed to Tallinn, Estonia to celebrate our first Christmas as a family without a home of our own.
That's what I wanted!
Aww, you guys are so cute.
Next up for us was a road trip around Romania. We spent the next 2 weeks around Transylvania, exploring beautiful medieval cities,
This town is so beautiful. It feels like we're walking through this like fairy tale land village.
going on a steam train ride through the snowy mountains, and even rowing a boat in an underground salt mine amusement park.
We're like 200 feet underground in a salt lake, rowing boats.
After spending the majority of the winter in the snow, we decided it was time for us to head to some warmer weather.
And we have headed to Costa Rica. For the next 4 weeks, we are going on the ultimate road trip around Costa Rica, searching for waterfalls and wildlife. This is freezing!
And we even learned how to make chocolate from the very start. What we enjoyed most about Costa Rica, though, was the very unique accommodations we were able to stay in. We slept in glamping tents, a tree house, and even at our own pool heated by lava.
This pool is filled with the water heated by the magma, and that is how they have all their hot water on this property, which I think is so incredible.
This brings us to our last great exciting adventure of the year, and that was surprising the girls with a trip to Disney with our friends, and Brady and I having a much needed few days away while the girls stayed with family. It was an incredible year that has shaped who we are in ways that we can't even process yet. Although our first year of full-time travel is now coming to an end, It's only the beginning for us. We have learned so many lessons along the way, and we are so excited for what the next year has in store for us. We are starting year 2 in the beautiful country of Australia. Australia has been on our bucket list for so long, and we are so excited to finally be here. Thank you so much for watching and being a part of our journey here. In our next episode, we spend the day in Sydney. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss it. We'll see you next time.